Hi, my name is Wilson Hatcher. I'm joined today by Mitchell Lallier and Kelly Stephan, and we are going to talk about our evaluation proposal for the COE Checkmates program. Our presentation today is going to start with a brief overview of the program context. Then we'll cover the logic model, how it was developed and its components, and then we'll talk about the evaluation approach with an emphasis on the methods that we recommend for evaluating this program. So, a brief piece of background. The COE Checkmates was founded about a year ago by Dr. Doris Watson, Youngbok Kim, and April Fox from the College of Education. It started from a self-care series or workshop series that Dr. Watson taught last year, and her topic was chess. It was really well received, and by the summer, these three organizers were playing chess regularly together. It was during these regular chess sessions where they spontaneously came up with the idea of, hey, we should do this for everybody at the College of Education. So from there, I've organized meetings for COE employees to meet together, eat lunch, and play chess. And they do this about once a month. Now, their primary goal is to create an atmosphere of collegiality and community among College of Education employees who find themselves in more and more remote and isolated working conditions. So they really emphasize casual, friendly atmospheres where people can play chess and learn about their colleagues. They're also interested in sharing chess strategy and generally developing chess appreciation, but this is secondary to having fun and engaging with coworkers in more leisure-oriented activities rather than work stuff. So the program activities and stakeholders are the general chess meetings that they do, their newsletters, their information sessions, and some collaborative identity building activities that we'll go into detail more later. The primary stakeholders are the organizers, Dr. Doris Watson, Youngbok Kim, and April Fox, who are all either academic faculty or administrators within the College of Education. The other primary stakeholders are the members, who is any College of Education faculty, administration, or classified staff that is interested in participating. They might extend this in the future, but right now it is focused on College of Education employees. In terms of leadership stakeholders, it really is primarily the organizers. They're investing their own time and their own resources into this. But to an extent, the College of Education leadership, such as deans and department chairs, are also stakeholders in that this exists in their space and with their employees. So things that improve employee relations would be of interest to them. But there are no governing departments like CSUN or GPSA for employee organizations. So these organizers really are kind of on their own. So we spoke with them, we collected some information, and we developed a logic model, which Kelly is going to tell us all about.
So our logic model development happened across two phases. The initial phase is kind of that background research that Will described. We looked at the documents, we looked at kind of different resources or newsletters or other communications and to kind of generate our initial model. But then we verified that model with stakeholders. And so we brought it to them to look at to kind of confirm. And so this is our final model following that interview and stakeholder verification. It goes over the inputs, activities, outputs, and outcomes of the program. Inputs being the resources, what do they have to kind of help meet their goals? There's activities that are generate or for collaborative identity building, like that logo creation, uniform development. And then the core activity is those lunch and play meetings, people getting together, playing chess, collaborating, building community within the COE program. And then the outputs are just the what's measured, what can be measured from those activities, the number of submissions, the number of members attending meetings, the newsletters produced. And we can use those outputs to see if the program is kind of meeting those outcomes, those intended goals or outcomes. So building, sustaining identity, building or collaborating with others outside the COE program, increased chess appreciation and ability. And then a new one that we added following our meeting with stakeholders was having fun. That was an outcome they felt was important to document in the model.
Yeah, absolutely. All three of the organizers really emphasize like our main thing is to have fun. In fact, Youngbach said, to me, this program is happiness, and I want to share that happiness. And so it really is important. We wanted to capture that in the evaluation, which ties to our evaluation approach. So we definitely wanted a program-oriented evaluation. The evaluation or rather the logic model and having a theory of program is really important to develop an eval plan. And we wanted to tie that to a utilization focused approach. And that is an approach that really focuses on questions and an evaluation that is going to be useful for the client and for the stakeholders. To that end, we came up with 6 evaluation questions. To what extent has the COE Checkmates created a sense of community identity and a sense of belonging or community connectedness? To what extent does COE Checkmates collaborate with other organizations? Do the members have fun at the events? Does participating in COE Checkmates result in increased chess ability and increased chess appreciation? We came up with our approaches for each question individually. So Mitchell will take on questions 1 and 2. Kelly will talk about 3 and 4, and I'll finish it up with number 5 and 6. So Mitchell, take it away.
Our first question was, to what extent has COE Checkmates created a sense of community identity? One of the best ways to evaluate community identity is by interviewing regular participants about how they describe the club. So just seeing if they have any language that is prideful about it, so to where the identity is being formed. Consistent attendance patterns are another strong indicator of community identity. So just seeing how often are people coming, when are they coming, are they showing up again? Just quantifying and tracking that. Participation in optional or creative activities helps show whether members feel ownership of the group. And then observing behavior during meetings provides direct evidence of shared identity. So seeing if they are having fun, like one of our other questions, if there are greetings, inside jokes, is it a warm environment? And then a short survey item can capture identity in a clean, measurable way. So something as simple as, how do they feel? Was the COE Checkmates community a warm place? Did they like it? And so on and so forth. And then our second question was, to what extent has the COE Checkmates created a sense of belonging or community connectedness, which is very similar to the first one. But the most practical way to measure belonging is through the quick exit surveys right when the event happens. So that way you can measure the mood and the attitude of how they felt in the moment. Next would be observing member interactions across skill levels, because that can show whether the environment feels inclusive to new players that can actually interact with more skilled players that are already there. And then a few short interviews can help explain what makes people feel comfortable or included. It's just kind of like that qualitative narrative that's going to help get more detail behind it. And then watching for social continuation beyond the game is a strong indicator of connectedness. Are they staying after? Are they having fun? Are they chatting? Are they trying to schedule games further down the line, more than a month at a time? More than once a month at a time. So those are all good indicators. And then tracking member retention across the semester helps show whether people feel connected enough to return.
Evaluation question 3 is really focusing on what is the program currently doing to collaborate with external parties. And so this evaluation question will be addressed through either interviews, formal or informal, with organization liaisons, just to see what are they currently doing to reach out to either new members, other groups in the COE community, and then if needed, additional information could be gathered from verifying that outreach, going to those people they said they contacted and see, did they join? Are they still a member? What happened? What maybe hindered them collaborating or participating more? And then this will be analyzed through more thematic coding, just looking at different gaps between this event was designed to collaborate, not many people showed up, and kind of why. And the next question is focused on participant enjoyment. Are the members having fun? And so did they find the COE Checkmates program enjoyable? This can be measured through a couple of different ways, quantitatively through surveys, just assessing whether they had fun following events, but then also more through informal observations of social environments. Like, do they appear like they're having fun as they go to activities? What's the environment of the different either luncheon plays or information sessions, to kind of see what's enjoyable. This is the primary goal of this program, is everyone having fun and playing chess together.
So chessability is the key concern for question 5. The traditional way to measure chessability is to use a rating system similar to the one known as ELO ratings. Arpad Elo was a physicist in the 1970s. He developed a rating system for chess players that has been adopted and used across chess organizations and chess federations worldwide. And basically the way ELO ratings work is the 2 players have a rating, and the difference between that rating is directly related to the probability of each player winning. So we can kind of see this on the graph here. As the rating difference increases along the x-axis, the higher rated player's probability goes up and the lower rated probability goes down. So For an organization like COE Checkmates, they could organize a round robin style tournament where all players play everybody else within the group. And then that could be used to create a baseline ELO rating system for their club. And then as players play matches against each other, they can update that ELO rating and track whether people are getting better or how their chess is improving relative to everybody else within the club. In order to assess chess appreciation, we suggest following DC and Ryan's self-determination theory approach, which really focuses on intrinsic motivation. So asking questions, are people playing for the joy of learning? Are they playing for enjoyment? We could ask them general knowledge indicators like classic chess positions or understanding core principles. The newsletters and presentations are directly tied to these themes. That's where the club is mostly going to be sending out chess appreciation. And we can find this, we can assess this through direct observation of events, reviewing those newsletters, or perhaps instituting Kahoot-style trivia quizzes, perhaps asking or surveying members about their chess content consumption, like watching chess matches, reading about chess, or participating in other chess-related activities. We used the matrix suggested by Fitzpatrick to organize all of the evaluation questions, the types of data collection methods, who they're sampled from, into a matrix. We then use that matrix to figure out the types of data collection that we would use. And we want the client to think of this as a menu of all the things that they could do. And then based off of what they think and based off of the constraints of their small organization, which are the ones they think are the most effective to evaluate their program. The timeline for this is right here. And as you can see, it basically covers the season. So we are collecting data during the in-season when events are happening. Then during the off-season over the summer is when we analyze and create the reports so that it is available in August for the users or the clients to then implement that into their decisions and their planning for the next year. So in conclusion, COE Checkmates is a grassroots chess organization for COE employees. They are new and they can use some help guiding their decisions as they grow their program. Our evaluation plan is grounded in program theory and a utilization-focused approach. It emphasizes items that will be useful to the stakeholder, and it employs a mixed method approach, including qualitative, quantitative, observational, behavioral, and effective data. So as Kelly, Mitchell, and myself say goodbye to you all, we leave you with these discussion questions to think about and maybe write about in your discussion boards. Have a great night, everybody.